Mark in Illinois.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
Yeah.
Hi, Jim. Hi, Matt. How's it going?
What it says here, and we're running short on time, so I'm going to try and speed this up a little bit. You said that I said I was a hard atheist a few weeks ago, and you found that surprising since I seem like a reasonable skeptic, right?
Yes.
Okay, and are you a theist?
Yes.
Did you arrive there at that conclusion of theism in a manner that is consistent with skepticism?
Yes.
Okay. I don't believe a God exists. That's weak atheism. I am also convinced that there isn't a God, but I'm not absolutely certain about it. And my position is not in any way in conflict with skepticism. But yours is, because you believe that you reached a conclusion that a God exists based on skepticism, which means you must have strong evidence for the existence of God in an argument. My position is just that I'm not only not convinced that God exists, but I think the more likely, more plausible explanation is that human beings have invented gods through errors in thinking. I'm not claiming that it's absolutely certain. How do you get to God from skepticism?
Well, I think you were onto something, Matt. I think you're with a hide and seek caller. You kind of get upset at God for playing hide and seek, and
I'm not upset with God. I'm upset with shitty arguments. Oh. I'm not upset with a God. I'm upset with shitty arguments.
I get it. I get what you're saying about the shitty arguments. Yeah, like I'm not absolutely certain that there's a God either, though. I just think it's probabilistically true based on.
I wouldn't. Okay, what makes you think that God is likely?
It's kind of like a weird argument that no one's really thought about, but it's just the game. Like we're put like this is a game like that God invented, and basically it's a like relativity, for example, is something people take for granted, but that's a game. Like the sin, the original sin, I look at it as an original blessing where relativity was introduced.
Yeah, none of this is emblematic of skepticism. This is just you having a suspicion about the way things are. What is the evidence for this? Well, I would imagine that someone who is a skeptic.
I mean, you're going to laugh. It's a lot of little things, and we can't.
I would imagine that someone who's a skeptic should be able to present an argument backed by evidence for their position. Can you do that?
Well, I think you could see that, like there's a lot, but I can't do it in a minute. But you know, like when I look out, like one thing is there's art, beautiful art outside everywhere with a tree, for example. It's incredible art. It's like someone, like to me, it just is like it's a creation. It's like to me, it's like, do I know that like this was created by an entity? Do I know that much about the entity? No, but it seems very likely to me. Yeah.
That's not the way skepticism works. You don't understand skepticism or critical thinking, because when we look at the world, just going, it seems like it was designed to me. That is not a sound argument supported by evidence. That argument is not consistent with skepticism.
It just moves the needle a little bit. Like my point is not trying to have
the watchmaker argument is completely unconvincing.
Yeah.
The watchmaker argument, which is the argument you're making, is completely unconvincing.
Why do babies like the game of hide and seek? Because they get it. They're individuations of divinity, and they like hide and seek because they get it. They understand that that's what's actually happening. God is hiding.
Prove it.
Wait, your argument for the existence of God is that babies like hide and seek, so therefore it's a game.
Yeah.
Go the fuck away. I don't believe you. I think you're a prank caller.
I just dropped him.
Babies like hide and seek. We intuitively know from when we're born that this is all just a game with God.